Good morning, friends. My name is Joy Wishton. My pronouns are Z, them, zir. I always say spelled with X's, pronounced with Z's. And I'm the manager of the Early Childhood Family Services program here at the Jefferson Center for Mental Health. And I am also a part of our DEI Oversight Committee and our LGBTQ plus steering committee. And I have been a part of some incredible group work to create trainings to better support our LGBTQ plus community. And so that's what I am going to share with you all today, a little bit about what we've created to better support everyone within our center and the community that we serve outside of the center, as well as some of the why behind it. So first, I want to share that this by no means has been a solo effort. As I said, we have committees and teams who contribute a lot of brilliance, a lot of lived experience and expertise into creating trainings based on what the feedback that we've heard from our community. What are our clients and families that we serve really seeking when it comes to feeling supported by the employees of Jefferson Center, by the services that Jefferson Center provides, and our different programming. And so one of the trainings that I've created is about supporting LGBTQ plus families, families of children and adolescents, both in school settings and in community settings. And another training that has been a big team effort that took several months to create is a gender affirming inclusive care provider training program. That's for anyone within the center who wants to be a stronger allied clinician, administrative support, non-clinical support, anyone who's really working within the community, meeting families and clients in our doors, out in the neighborhoods, and who wants to know how to be more inclusive. And these trainings really came about because providing gender affirming care is crucial. It is a crucial part of healthcare. It can be life-saving care. It is a way that our center recognizes that we desire to not only be a place where everyone knows that they belong and that they matter, but also every person that we serve can live their fullest, most authentic life. And that includes receiving gender affirming care. And so that sort of was the catalyst for us creating this program where members of our LGBTQ plus steering committee, which include clinicians, friends on HR, friends that we consider sort of the first point of contact with people who come into our buildings. It's also made up of clinicians who serve a full array of individuals and families. So early childhood, our school-based team, our different adult-based services, a really wide array because we want those diverse voices and experiences. So this program, we realized that we needed it to be robust. And so with that, there are 4 trainings that have been created, each about an hour and a half to 2 hours long, that really go through sort of the foundational work into a little bit deeper support of understanding the LGBTQIA plus community. And of course, our community is ever changing. Language is forever evolving and developing. And so by no means are these trainings complete nor exhaustive. We are continually trying to update and add things as we go along. And we feel really excited that it's a great starting point for us. And so those 3 trainings that we have created are social and cultural foundations. So really kind of base level, what are the considerations? This includes language and terminology, different symbols, the history of LGBTQ plus movements, inclusivity movements, pride movements, really giving that history and current event information. The next training after that is human growth and development. And that really explores an identity development model of how does someone within the community, what might be some stages of their own LGBTQ plus identity, and how that might come to be. And so that gives a little more information to help guide conversations, help individuals know a little bit more about what might be going on for them. And then our third training we've created is about professional orientation and ethical practice. And that really is sort of the deeper, sort of behind the scenes Jefferson Center policies and practices, understanding the importance of an ethical and competent clinical practice, what's serving the LGBTQ plus population, learning more about how do I create an affirming clinical environment, and understanding best practices for using our documentation within the center. The fourth training that we recommend that everyone takes is, again, a baseline foundational understanding of behavioral health considerations for the LGBTQ plus population. This is something that has come out of decades of research and that is still ongoing about what are the specific needs and specific risks, especially when you live in a society that might not always be affirming or inclusive of your specific identity. And so the four of those combined give an individual that solid foundational support needed to be considered an LGBTQ plus inclusive care provider. Once those trainings are complete, then an individual is able to take our gender affirming letter writing training. And this is sort of a deeper level training for clinicians who work with who work with clients that will be seeking some sort of gender affirming care that will need a letter from their clinician. And so we, again, really dive into the what, the why, and the how. And Jefferson Center, with our steering committee, have created different templates for writing those letters. We also, as a steering committee, can provide consultation as needed for individuals who have received these trainings and might still have some follow-up questions. And that way, no single clinician, no single staff member is making decisions or supporting a client or a community member by themselves. They have a team to do that. That is a really important part of our focus of our mission here, that we are a team, we are community, and we want to provide communally focused services. Another word about supporting LGBTQ plus families in community settings, since we're talking about the community, those trainings, the early childhood team, when I say we, had a request for this years ago for a couple different preschools where the director and teachers had recognized that they had several families of children who were in their care who held an LGBTQ plus identity of some sort or another. And the director and teachers realized that they didn't know enough. They really cared for the family, they cared for the little ones, and they found themselves frequently slipping up with parenting identities and pronouns. And they recognized that that wasn't okay. They also received feedback from the parents. There was one class in particular that comes to mind where this sweet 4-year-old friend had two moms and was the only kiddo in his classroom that had two moms. And when they would play in their circle time and have imaginary play, his other friends would play house and they would have a mom and a dad. And this little one went back home and said, "Why don't I have a dad?" And then when he would have imaginary play at home, he had a mommy, a mama, and a dad. Because we know that for little ones, their family is their entire world. And we know that if we don't have that world represented in all spaces, then children start to wonder if something is wrong with them because we haven't been showing that everything is right with them. And so these beautiful teachers and directors had requested, how can we do better by this family? And that's how this training came to be, where it really is helping members of the community, educators, other family supports. So home visitation, human services, children, youth, and families. We've had requests for parent-led coalitions that are supporting students in our school district, so like middle school and high schoolers, all wanting to learn, how can I better ally to help my child? How can I better support the families that entrust me with their child? And so this training is really focused on anyone in the community wanting to learn how to better support their LGBTQ plus families. And that includes names, pronouns, family dynamics, family makeup. How do we make sure that all of our marketing materials, our books in the classroom, our decorations on the walls, our flyers in the waiting room can show any type of family that might be coming to us for care and support. And we have received really positive feedback from that throughout the years. And it's been so sweet to take the sort of base training and be able to modify it for that specific organization or specific school or early learning center. So you've heard me go through a few of our trainings. By no means is this exhaustive. Individual teams are constantly working on their own trainings that are specific to the families and populations that they might serve. But these are more of our broad, sort of community-focused trainings. You might be wondering, okay, Joy, this is amazing, but what do I do with this? Or, wow, I want to bring this training to my organization. How do we do this? Thanks for asking. The answer to that is you can just email. Send an email to me, joyw@jcmh.org, or send an email to our Speakers Bureau also and put in this request. And that will come to me. That can go to our LGBTQ plus steering committee. If you want more information how you can make your organization hold a gender affirming LGBTQ plus inclusive care, we can discuss how to consult with you and how to give ideas that specifically meet the needs of your respective organization. So reach out to us. Thanks for joining me. Have a happy Pride weekend.